Hey guys, so this is my March video for coming out. I guess the easiest way to go through that would maybe just be go from the start, really, but I'll try not to waffle on too much. So my family is kind of, I guess you could say we're Catholic, but we're not exactly strict Catholic. My grandpa goes to church, but no one else really does, so just I'd say like we're pretty standard white non-denominational family, so there was no religious aspects that were a bit of a hurdle when coming out. But I came out as a lesbian and probably, well, very, very early. I'd say like 13, 14, by 15, everyone knew that I liked girls, and I think I started noticing them before my brother did. I'm not sure. But I think it was about 16 or 17 when I started looking into more information on transsexuals and transgendered. I always didn't really feel like I was a lesbian. Really, identifying myself as such made me somewhat uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of trans guys can relate to, for lack of a better term, uncomfortable. So I had a lot of female and lesbian friends, and again, didn't really gel with, I don't know. It's all very, very cliche, sort of. I didn't really fit in here, and I didn't fit in with these guys, and so I think it was at 16 I didn't even know that there were FTM trans people. I thought it was only male to female. So I did a fair bit of research and everything, but I found it quite hard to find information. I think it wasn't until I was 18, I was 17 or 18 that I found the YouTube community, and so I came out to my brother and my mum first that I was trans, and once I'd read up on it properly, I was like, well, yeah, this is definitely who I am. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff clicked as soon as I had pretty much found out what it meant to be trans in the whole umbrella term of it, or at least for me, what it meant. And so my brother was really good. He just made a couple of Family Guy movie references with Meg being Ron, and we had a good laugh about it. And my mum had a bit of a struggle with coming to terms with it. She tried really hard, and it showed. She came to my first gender therapy appointment, and asked a lot of questions, about where I was at and what the next steps were and everything. But I could still see that she was having a little bit of a internal Catholic struggle with it. But she's much better now. Now that she's seen the difference in me, she's been like, well, shit, I guess it's not exactly a bad thing. But so I think it was about 3 years after I came out to my mum and my brother that I actually went to my first therapy appointment and started hormones and everything. I wanted to do it as soon as I was 18, but then when it came to it, I wasn't exactly mentally ready for it. I booked an appointment with a gender therapy clinic, and then when I got all the pamphlets and brochures and everything, I read through it, it kind of scared me. So it took me a while to come to terms with just taking that first step myself, and the girlfriend I had at the time was pretty supportive about it, so she helped me kind of get started and everything. And the rest of my family didn't find out until I was already on hormones, pretty much. I wrote a big letter to my dad because I was worried that he was going to be a bit tough to win over with it, but he was very supportive as well. So I was 4 months on hormones when I told him. And I don't even know, I think the word just spread throughout the family. Like, some of my cousins found out on Facebook and stuff when I had posted a few of my videos on my old Facebook, and my grandparents were told by my parents and things like that. So I would say that I was actually quite lucky with my coming out experience. I've never had any bad responses from people, the people that have found out that I'm trans, usually very intrigued, if anything. But they'll ask a few questions here and there and constantly be going, oh, if I ask anything you don't want to answer, please tell me, I don't want to offend you. And it's like, I don't care, just ask something. So I would definitely say from, like, you know, in comparison to what so many other people experience in their coming out process, I've been exceptionally lucky and thankful for all that, and I have a very supportive family with everything, and I think it's probably because we don't really have that much, you know, we're not held down by any sort of religious views that might deem it inappropriate. So you go, well, it's not wrong, but I'm led to believe it's wrong, and you can get into a whole other bigger picture, whereas my family is very much just, well, are you happy? Yes. Okay. Cool. What's for dinner? So, you know, we're all pretty chilled out about it. But yeah, my coming out story as such isn't really a major factor in my transition. It was a very slow process at the start, and then it just kind of all happened and came out, and everyone knew. And but I still try and remain stealth day-to-day life. I have friends that I've been friends with for 10 years that obviously they know, and they might be a little bit more open about it than I am with their friends. So you know, I try and tell them to, you know, just always respect my privacy and not be so open about it. But you know, sometimes it's like, well, I'm never going to see this person again, so I don't really care. But as far as work and people I've met in the last 3 years, I don't tell them. It's not that I'm ashamed of it. It's just I don't feel it's the business, really. It's you know, it has nothing to do with who I am. I don't see myself as a trans man. I just see myself as a man with a trans experience. So you know, I just had a different upbringing to other guys. You know, so yeah, I wouldn't say that I really focus on the coming out stage ever. I've always been very open and independent, and this is who I am. You know, go F yourself if you don't like it. So you know, everyone didn't really. I wasn't exactly shocked. They're just like, okay, well, you know, we kind of saw that coming, you know. And you know, when my mum had a bit of struggle coming to terms with it, she knew that, you know, once I'd got my heart set on something, it's pretty damn near impossible to change my mind. So she didn't really try and fight it. So she knew there's no point. You know, I told her it was exactly what I was going to do. So she was like, well, okay, if you're going to do it, I can't really stop you from doing it. You are an adult and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, I think I don't want to run over time now, so wrap it up. But yeah, that's basically, it's a pretty, I don't know if I would say a standard coming out story. I'm sure other people have a lot more ups and downs than mine did, but you know, I'm sure there are a select few that also had the same, pretty similar sort of dealings, where it's just like, okay, cool, how's that going? So, yeah, hopefully it's at least somewhat helpful for the few that don't really have that much resistance in their transition. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next month with the next topic.